Welcome to Decoding Learning Differences with Kimberlyn Lavelle. This episode is Motivational Modeling. So this is an ongoing series throughout the whole year of 2022, where we are talking about motivation once a month and really digging into how to motivate our kids to be interested in learning and to want to learn. And it all ties into what to do instead of what we talked about in January, the motivational killers, which were rewards and punishments, and rewards includes praise. So think about how can we provide motivation to our kids without using those motivation killers, which can trick us into thinking they're motivation temporarily, right? We can get a kid to do something so we think we're motivating them, but it's an extrinsic motivation which automatically inhibits intrinsic motivation. It kills that intrinsic motivation. So we really want to be careful about trying to avoid it as much as we can. Also understanding and forgiving ourselves constantly, because we all are doing this all the time. We're constantly using rewards and punishments, because almost all of us grew up with rewards and punishments. It's our training. It's natural. It's a huge part of our society, but we can do better. And that's what this whole series is all about, is other ways to motivate kids that does not rely on rewards and punishments. So this week we're talking about using modeling to motivate learning. And we've been talking about kind of this constant scenario of a parent telling a kid, you need to go do this. And we've talked about fostering a relationship instead. We've talked about fostering autonomy instead. And all of that is to help a child feel connected and also feel confident in their own ability to do things, their own desire to do things. So this week we're going to be talking about modeling and the power of modeling what you want for your kids, and also some warnings on that. So I talked about modeling a love of learning in season 1, 2021. It was episode 31, modeling a love of learning. So go back and listen to that episode again and kind of refresh your mind on that. That'll give it a little bit of a different perspective. That was kind of just in general, the importance of it, the benefits of it. Now we're talking specifically about motivation and how motivation and modeling go hand in hand. You are modeling motivation. So my first tip with this is be obvious in what you're doing. Because sometimes kids are so in their own world that they don't notice all that you are doing and your own motivation. So if you are wanting to learn to do something, say it. I really want to learn how to play the ukulele. I'm going to practice every day for 5 minutes. Right? You've modeled it, and then you're modeling practicing every day, and they see it happening every day. So they see how you can want to do something, make a plan to do it, and execute that plan. You can model reading books and the enjoyment that you get from it. You might share with them something that you're reading. And it's both. It's reading to them books that you guys can enjoy all together, but also can be books that you are reading personally. And maybe it's things that you don't really want to share with them because of the content of the book. But you can just let them know, I'm reading such a great book. And maybe even turn it to them, asking them, like, have you read anything really good lately? Depending on, what you know about them, and their age and stuff. So I'm thinking like older kids. I might ask them, have you read any good books lately? Or are there any books that are interesting you right now? You can just say, I can't wait to get back to my book. I really want to keep reading it. So be obvious in that you are genuine. Always be genuine in what you're modeling, and letting them know that you're thinking about doing whatever it is that you're doing. And also maybe challenge yourself right now. If you don't feel intrinsically motivated to learn math, maybe think about the benefit that it would have if you were intrinsically motivated to do math, and see if you can fake it for a little bit. I don't mean totally fake it, but you could go on something like Khan Academy yourself and learn some math, refresh yourself in math, that you can say, you know, math has always been a little confusing for me. I'm going to practice some math and try to get better at it. And you can be totally honest. You can just be like, I'm so excited to go do math. If that's not really how you're feeling, don't lie about it, but be genuine, but also try to develop in yourself that intrinsic motivation by choosing for yourself, like we talked about with the autonomy, choosing for yourself to go check out the math and do the math. Now, I'm also going to warn you to be cautious in your modeling. Keep in mind that you are modeling all the time. Everything you're doing and saying is modeling to your kids something. So if you are saying, I hate math, then they're going to hear that math is not enjoyable. So keep in mind everything that you're modeling, right? Not just when you're like intentionally trying to model the right behavior, because they aren't going to know, oh, I'm supposed to pay attention now, versus when you're saying other things that, oh, I'm not supposed to pay attention then. You're always modeling. Every time your kids can hear you and see you, you are modeling something to them. And so be aware. I know that's a huge responsibility and a bit overwhelming, but give yourself a ton of grace and just keep trying to do better with modeling what you really want your children to adopt intrinsically. If you want your kids to be someone who is like, oh, I'm so curious about this, I'm going to go find out. Oh, I want to read more about that. Then you need to start fostering that in yourself and modeling that behavior in yourself so that your kids become that same type of person who's like, I love learning. I can't wait to learn more about this. So be cautious, but model. And don't be so cautious that you just stop talking about anything ever. And like I said, don't be fake with it either. You have to be genuine, but try to connect genuinely with yourself in how you can build your own intrinsic motivation. Okay. Another caution, don't turn it into a thing. And what I mean by this is, don't be like, oh, I love writing. I just can't write. I can't wait to write. You're going to write, aren't you? Don't you want to write also? I'm writing. Aren't you going to write? No one would respond well to that. So don't be like fake about it. And also don't push it onto them. Model it and stop. If they seem interested, they're like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I was doing some writing. I wanted to write a letter to Grandma. Are you interested in writing with me? Or do you want to write some on this letter? Just a genuine relational question. And if they say no, like, okay. And leave it alone. We too often get focused, hyper-focused on the tiny bits of, I want my child to do this one activity. And it causes a bigger problem. It causes them to lose a little more intrinsic motivation, causes them to lose a little more interest, and it pushes them further away from wanting to do those things themselves. So we have to stop getting stuck in the like tiny little event that's happening right now and remember our big picture. So big picture, we are modeling a love of learning to develop a child who has a love of learning. Don't make it a thing. So your takeaway for this week is to model your own motivation, and that in turn can be very motivating for your child. And I want to know, how are you modeling motivation? Email me, Kimberlyn@decodinglearningdifferences.com. I cannot wait to hear from you. And we will talk again next week. Bye.